What is happening, all YouTube warriors out there? Range Day Bro at the range today, and a very special video for you guys. We're going to be checking out my top 3 home defense calibers and checking out how they perform versus this stack of plates over here. We're going to be shooting the 5.56, the 300 blackout, as well as the 9mm, and just seeing what kind of penetration, what kind of expansion we get. Before we get into this video, just a little bit more backstory about the guns and what we're going to be shooting. Let's check it out. Alright guys, so we are actually going to be doing a voiceover for this portion of the video to spare you from the horrific wind noise. We're looking at the MK18 SPR up top. You guys are no stranger to this. This is a 10.3 inch Daniel Defense. It is outfitted with a Dead Air Sandman S, a Surefire Scout Light, EOTech EXPS 3-2, a Vortex 3X magnifier, Geisley charging handle, upgraded with a Geisley trigger as well, and then a B5 SOP mod stock. The ammo we're going to be shooting out of the MK18 is going to be the Hornady Critical Defense 223 Remington 55 grain FTX. Out of the 300 blackout upper we have, it's an Aero Precision upper receiver with a Geisley Mark IV Desert Dirt 9.3 inch rail, a Ballistic Advantage 10.3 inch 300 blackout barrel, outfitted with the Dead Air Chemo Micro Brake, and we'll be shooting it with the Dead Air Nomad suppressor on there. It's also got a Midwest Industries fixed front sight, as the MK18 does, Magpul MBus Pro folding rear, as the MK18 does. This guy has a Strike Industries vertical grip and a Cloud Defensive Owl optimized weapon light, and they're both sporting the EOTechs. This guy has the EXPS 3-0 and a Geisley charging handle and a Daniel Defense bolt carrier group. The 300 blackout ammo we'll be shooting today is the Hornady Black 300 blackout 110 grain VMAX. And finally, the pistol we'll be taking a look at today is going to be the Zev OZ9C. This guy has their longer grip module intact, so it's more of a 19X configuration. It has the Holosun 507C ACSS reticle on there, and it also is featuring the Olight PL Valkyrie Mini, I believe it is. The ammo we'll be shooting out of the 9mm is going to be 124 grain tactical HST Federal Plus P ammunition. Alright guys, that was the first shot out of the Zev OZ9. So let's go ahead and check out how this guy worked out, see if it survived. And you see I missed my mark just a little bit low there. I'm going to send one more with an FMJ down at that second dot there, just to give you guys a comparison before I open up this bag of plates. Alright, my second shot hit the mark. Let's go ahead and open this guy up and see what we got. Alright, so here we have the 2 entrance wounds. I forget which one is top. I believe this was the FMJ, but I'm just going to start taking off the stacks and seeing where these guys went. Okay, so I found one bullet in here. There's one bullet. HST. Not quite much expansion at all. It looks like there's some paper plate stuck in the tip there. Alright, so I used my trusty Benchmade to get as much of the paper out of the tip of this hollow point that I could. But I gotta say, I'm very surprised with the expansion of this round. And I know some of you guys probably know a lot more about ballistics than I do. Maybe this has something to do with the consistency of it hitting a paper plate. You can see it was penetrated about that far into the stack of plates. So again, it may be having something to do with, you know, this being designed to expand in more of a fluid material like flesh is. However, I'm just still really surprised that there's not more expansion on this Federal HST. And here I see the FMJ. So as you can tell, it went through a few more plates than the Federal HST went through. Wow, it's pretty lodged. So it looks like it's lodged in right about there. So you see it penetrated, but boom, there it is. Wow, check that out. Caught it right in flight. It does not look hardly deformed at all. And I gotta say in the back here, it's a little deformed. But it looks pretty darn good considering it did seem to veer down and start to angle down towards the end, as you could tell from it sticking out of that hole. But let's take a look at this guy. So there's the two of them right there. Obviously a bit more expansion on the hollow point, but the tip is just naturally larger even on that guy. So not very much of a difference. More penetration with the FMJ. Again, that's about how deep the FMJ penetrated. So all right, let's move on to 300 blackout and 5.56. All right, so now it is time to move on to the Daniel Defense Mark 18, chambered in 5.56 with the Hornady critical defense. Again, this is my bedside shit, so I want to see how this works, how it expands. Hopefully, it'll perform better than the Federal HST did. All right, so with that Mark 18, I hit a little low again. There's the entrance, and I don't see an exit in the back. So I'm gonna bust out this plate and see how deep it went. My guess is that because of the increased velocity of the 223.556, is that expanded much better. And I'm gonna guess it stopped somewhere about right here in the back, about 2/3 of the way back. Let's find out. All right, so here's the top plate. I'm gonna start just taking them off. Wow, look at that. So tiny little, I hit it dead center on the plate, and you see it just already expanding. Oh, I see a little bit of jacket now. So there's the back of the bullet right near my prediction. There it is. Let's see if we can get this guy out. So we must have caught it right here. So that's how many plates it went through, and that's what it looks like right there. All right, guys, so this guy did quite a bit of a better job. There's a little pedal off there to the left, but of expanding. As you can tell here, we have the base of the bullet in the back, and it expanded all kind of to one side. I'm sure there's more of an expansion towards the other side, but like that pedal, I'm sure they fell off. But looks like the majority of the weight shifted to one side just when the bullet took a course through those paper plates. But again, they penetrated through that many plates. That's pretty darn good if you're asking me, for a 10.3-inch barrel with a home defense or duty type caliber that you're going to want to have that good expansion. I'm really impressed. It went about as far, it looks like, as the 9mm FMJ. I don't know if it's by coincidence. Again, the plates aren't the best for simulating the human body, but a very interesting test. I'm looking forward to seeing how the 300 blackout performs comparatively. All right, so next up is going to be the 10.3-inch Ballistic Advantage 300 blackout barrel with the Hornady black ammo inside. Let's see what we get versus our stack of plates. All right, guys, so a little bit of a surprise to me. I hit this guy a little low and I saw some paper flying out of the back, and I thought it might have exited through the bottom of it, but it actually came out as a pretty good exit hole here in the back. So we didn't catch it. I'm gonna stack some more plates on here and see if we can catch one of these 300 blackout rounds. All right, so by accident, I almost have the same exact entry right here, as you can tell. So let's see where this guy went to see if it went through. Okay, it doesn't look like we have an exit on the back here, so let's start taking these plates apart, see where it landed. I'm gonna guess back here in the way back, see we caught it. All right, so I'm not even sure which one is which here, and since we have our wounds, entrance wounds so closely together, it might just be a scramble to determine what hole is from what. But shooting them so close, I could already hear some of you guys saying, well, probably made it easier for the second one to travel further since it was so close to the first one. And you're probably right, but I'm out of plates and I'm filming this all on my own, so be appreciative, you little bastards. So it stopped right here. Let's see, right there. There it is. So you have that many plates, what it looks like. There it is. Wow, look at that. That is a great little mushroom there. That thing did exactly what it was designed to do. Expanded perfectly. I believe the 300 Blackout is a clear winner based off of the penetration and the expansion with the shorter barrel, which clearly the 300 Blackout has thrived in. All right, guys, so after all this very highly scientific research has been done, I have determined that you're an idiot if you don't shoot 300 Blackout with Hornady black ammunition out of a 10.3 inch barrel. Obviously, I'm joking, but in my humble opinion, this guy outperformed the rest of these calibers. Just take a look at that mushroom and the penetration it had versus the 5.56. While still being deep enough to be acceptable, I don't think it over penetrated, at least on paper plate status. I don't know how this would perform in a human body, but I like the way it performed during this test, and I think that if this is any indication of how it will perform in the human body, I'm feeling a lot more confident using this over that critical defense, which is right here, which didn't do a bad job. I'm actually impressed with this as well. I think it had just enough penetration, but I do like having the extra couple inches with that 300 Blackout. It makes me feel a little more confident using that in a life or death scenario. Good projectile. Again, the 223 5.56 is designed for a much longer barrel than the 10.3 inch Mark 18. So would it have performed differently out of my Mark 12? Probably. Most likely it would have had a lot more of a violent expansion. But what I'm really let down in is my Federal HST right here, which we have 9mm, did not expand quite at all. I mean, one pedal mushed over and one folded back, and that was it. The rest of it was clogged up with paper from the paper plate, and it got decent penetration. Am I still gonna carry this? Yeah, probably. I'm probably not gonna switch because it feeds reliably and I've never had any other issues with it. But as I perform more and more tests with ammunition, I may consider going to something different if I see it performs better than this in the future. So, and then obviously the Hornady FMJ, not much to be said about that, just an FMJ round. But there they are, guys, all the calibers we shot today. Maybe next time, if you want to see a different caliber, different brand, let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to come back out and do this test again. All right, so from left to right, you have the 9mm, and that is the FMJ that went that far. I don't even think the hollow point went quite as far, probably about that much as far as the hollow point. And then you have the Daniel Defense in the 223 critical defense, and then on the right you have the Hornady black and 300 Blackout. So you could see about how many plates of penetration we got for each. And again, guys, plates aren't cheap, ammo's not cheap. If you want to see more of these videos, see how different calibers, different companies would perform on the plate test, then go ahead and let me know down in the comment section below so I can continue to do these tests. All right, guys, so that's gonna do it for today. If you guys want to see more of these in the future, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. If it's your first time here, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're a return viewer, then thank you for your loyalty, you sexy YouTube warriors. And until next time, stay safe, stay dangerous. Range Day Bro, out.